Are we sleepwalking into a global health crisis disguised as a World Cup celebration? Or is this a smart, decisive move to protect millions? Before we dive into the complex web of international relations and public health, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and keeps us bringing you the critical insights you need. Now, let's talk about the FIFA World Cup this June. It's set to be a colossal event, drawing fans, athletes, and tourists from every corner of the globe to the United States, Mexico, and Canada. But alongside the excitement, a significant public health concern has emerged, prompting a coordinated travel response from these three North American nations. They are rolling out specific public health travel measures, particularly for individuals arriving from regions in Africa deemed at the highest risk for Ebola. The official statement emphasizes a coordinated approach aimed to protect our citizens and the millions of visitors, fans, athletes, and tourists. This sounds sensible, right? A proactive measure to prevent the spread of a deadly disease. However, the devil, as always, is in the details, and the implications of such a sweeping, cross-border policy are profound and far-reaching. Let's break down what this means. The countries involved, the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, are essentially creating a unified front against a potential health threat. This isn't just about screening individuals. It's about projecting an image of preparedness and cooperation on a global stage. The World Cup is a massive diplomatic and economic undertaking. Any hint of a health crisis could derail not only the event itself, but also the broader tourism and trade relationships these countries rely on. The fact that these measures are specifically targeting parts of Africa raises questions. Ebola has been a persistent concern in certain regions, but its recent outbreaks have been more localized and, thankfully, have been largely contained. The decision to implement these travel restrictions now, ahead of such a high-profile event, suggests a heightened level of apprehension. Is there intelligence or a specific risk assessment that the public hasn't been privy to? Or is this a preemptive strike based on historical fears and the sheer vulnerability of a mass gathering? Consider who is affected. Millions of fans from around the world will be converging. While the measures are targeted, any travel restriction, no matter how well-intentioned, can create logistical nightmares, cause significant inconvenience, and even lead to the exclusion of legitimate travelers. Imagine fans who have saved for years, planned their trips meticulously, only to be denied entry or subjected to rigorous, potentially invasive screening due to their travel history, even if they pose no actual risk. Furthermore, what are the potential outcomes? On the one hand, if these measures prevent an outbreak, they will be hailed as a triumph of foresight and collaboration. The health of citizens and visitors will be protected. On the other hand, if these restrictions prove to be overly cautious or are perceived as discriminatory, they could lead to international backlash, damage diplomatic ties, and foster a climate of fear and suspicion rather than global unity. This also opens a Pandora's box of questions about travel policies in general. If this precedent is set for a major sporting event, what does it mean for future international travel? Will we see a more permanent shift towards health-based travel restrictions? And who gets to decide what constitutes a risk? The political implications are enormous. Governments are under immense pressure to demonstrate they are protecting their populations, especially in the lead-up to a highly visible and internationally scrutinized event like the World Cup. The fact that it's a joint effort between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada is particularly noteworthy. It signals a rare moment of strong, coordinated action on a critical issue. This isn't just about health. It's about border security, economic stability, and international reputation. The success or failure of these measures could have lasting impacts on how these three nations cooperate on future challenges. We need to ask ourselves, are these travel measures a genuine response to an imminent threat, or are they a political calculation designed to reassure a nervous public and project an image of strength and control? The timing, coinciding with a global spectacle, is certainly provocative. So, what do you think about these World Cup-related travel measures? Are they a necessary step to protect public health, or an overreaction that could cause more problems than it solves? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a developing story with significant implications, and your perspective is vital. Stay informed, stay engaged.